This is the Roller Coaster Podcast, and I'm your host, Lucie Q. Life is a wild ride. It has twists and turns. It's scary, exciting, and downright fun. So throw your head back, arms in the air, and come along with me for the ride.
Life is like a roller coaster, baby, baby. I wanna ride.
Have you ever dreamed big? Did you act on it? Or did you let that little inner voice, that itty-bitty-shitty-committee, talk you out of it? Joining me today is Tara Eusebi, who created the app Bless and is on a mission to unite humanity. Hi, Tara.
Hi, Lucie. How are you?
I'm great. So starting an app, that's a big deal.
It is a big deal, especially when you have zero experience in starting apps.
So take me to where this all started, where you got the inspiration for it.
I would love to. So, it really started with a question that I was asked one day. I'd been working in corporate America, like we do our whole lives. We're taught to, get a job, do the 9 to 5, all of that. And I held many different positions with different companies, always sensed that there was more, like I just was never settled, even in management roles. It was like, there's more. And I was literally asked a question that changed the course of my life. And it was such a simple question. And the question was, what is your passion? What is it that you ultimately want to do? And without hesitation, I said, if I could do anything, you know what I would do? I would go bless people, because that's just my heart. Like that's where I have always felt like that's the best day ever for me. If I can go out and lend someone a helping hand, offer a listening ear, give them something I'm no longer using that would bless them, that they could use, that to me is like a pivotal moment of the day and of life. And it started literally with that. But that day when that actually happened, I went off to work and I went off to my 9 to 5 to do my job. And, and it took some months after that before the idea for Bless started to really kind of bubble up on the inside of me. And I was actually in the grocery store one day, and it was all of a sudden this thought came. It was like, if you knew that your neighbor or your coworker or the person you're passing right here in the market had a need that you could help with, would you help? And I was like, yeah, I would totally help. And then the next thought was, how can we know what people really need? We need to know, because I'm not the type of person to just go up to a stranger and say, is there something I can help you with? I want to help you, because people think you're weird. Like, you're crazy, lady. Like, who are you? What do you want? What's your ulterior motive here? And then the idea for Bless as an app started to come alive on the inside of me. And I thought, you know what? This could be a place, a platform, no judgment. You come, and not only can you share a need that you have, and it can be any kind of need, but you can also offer help before people ask for it. So if you have gently used items that you don't use anymore that you want to bless someone else with, then you can post it on Bless and let your community know that you're reaching out. And the cool thing is, we're reaching more than just our local community, because on Bless you can actually connect with and change lives around the world, which is so super cool. Just the impact that we can make one need at a time, and uniting humanity as we come together to help one another in simple ways.
What I really liked about the app, I had a chance to download it and play around with it, is that it will recognize the other members that are around you so that you can see who else might be around. So it specifically can target somebody that either needs some help or that you can offer something to.
Right.
But I also like that it's in its own platform. I've seen on, say Facebook,
Sure.
I've seen different groups pop up there. I mean, in our community, we have something, it's called, the community is called Stittsville. So it's called Stittsville Free.
Yeah. Okay.
And there you can go on and post pictures. And there was another group that cropped up, and apparently these are all over, I think all over Canada and the US. It was called Wine Fairies, where you basically randomly gift somebody. It started off with just a bottle of wine, but it kind of blossomed into like these big gift baskets and all these other things.
Cool.
But what I like about your app is that it's contained, because ultimately some of these groups got shut down on Facebook because it's you're only renting property on Facebook, so they can evict you whenever you want. So
Right.
I really like that you have it in its own independent platform, and that, like you said, it's whether you're helping somebody down the street, in the next province or state or somewhere else in the world, it really gives you the opportunity to help, but create that personal connection.
Definitely. And it had to be its own platform because humanity as a whole has a heart to want to help each other. I mean, I know we're seeing a lot of different things on the news, but when it comes down to it, our nature built into us is to want to make sure that the people around us are okay. And when we see people hurting, for most people, it's an innate characteristic to reach down and want to pick them up and help them. And that's what Bless is really about. It's really about just bringing the communities together and helping us. And the coolest part is it helps you. It helps you just as much as it helps the other person, because I don't know, I think we've all had our really down days where we have just felt like crap. I mean, we don't want to get out of bed. I have moments like that, and immediately in my head, I think I need to go bless somebody, because as soon as I do, it pulls me right up out of that. My heart becomes so full because I've now changed a life with something so simple. For example, the other day, my best friend had a small bookshelf that she no longer needed. And I had seen some individual sharing some needs on Bless. And I thought of a girl, and I thought, because she was just like getting started fresh in an apartment and kind of needing everything. I thought, you know what, I'm going to see if she needs this. And sure enough, she was like, oh, that'd be so great. So part of the blessing for me is actually going and delivering these items. I love doing that because it just makes it easy and light for people. You don't have to try to meet up or whatever. I'll just come and bring it to you. And so I had the chance to do it. And just to see the look on this young person's face for a gently used, it's a bookshelf. Come on, we've got garages full of stuff that's been sitting there forever that the person that lives next door to you probably could use one of those items. You just don't know it. And so this is what Bless provides us, an opportunity to not just connect virtually, right? It gives us a chance to meet face to face and have a chance to really make an impact and change a life through something so simple. It's these simple acts of kindness that are purposeful, because that's the thing about Bless. It's not random. You can do this on purpose. You set your mind. I'm looking. I want to see who has a need. I want to see what do I have in my house that I can just give to somebody else and bless them, not put it on the curb, not send it out to another organization who knows what they do with it, but I want to purposefully set out to be a blessing to somebody else. And I'm telling you, it will change your life first and the life of the person that you're giving those items to, or even your time or listening ear. I've had many people, you'd be amazed at how many people just need someone to talk to. And when they have that listening ear, even if it's via chat, it has the potential to change your lives. I've gotten so many thank yous just for being available on the Bless chat at times. One was on Christmas Eve, and I had no idea it was going to be so impactful. But there was a new user on there, and I was just corresponding with her. I don't even remember where she lived. It doesn't matter. And I was just, just being available for her. It was days later that she was still reaching out to thank me for being there on Christmas Eve. It's so easy to do, and it just fills your heart.
It is easy, but it's also actually fulfilling a need rather than randomly giving, because I can't remember where it was. I saw something where they were talking about purposeful giving, and they quoted a situation where there was this town that it either had, a flood or a storm or something like that. It was devastated, and the world wanted to help. Mm-hmm. So everyone started to send teddy bears to this town. And the town ended up with 60,000 different stuffed animals.
That's so cool.
But the town only had a population of 20,000. So, yeah, it's great that you sent all these teddy bears. You know, it's people's way of feeling that they've done something.
Right.
But inadvertently, they caused this big problem for this town because now they have 60,000 teddy bears to deal with. And of the 20,000 people, you know,
Yes.
only a portion of them were kids that wanted teddy bears. So, you know, I think with something like Bless is that you're actually meeting a need where it exists.
That's exactly right. And when you're sharing something, even that you don't need any longer, you're giving people an opportunity to consider, do I need it? Do I know someone that needs it? You know, we have people on there that are posting things to give away for neighbors that maybe are an older generation that are moving right now. I mean, this is happening right now on Bless, where they have furniture pieces that they're ready to give and bless someone else with. And so it's not, it can be like, you can do it for other people too. So if you know, because see, everyone has needs, everyone has things to give away, and maybe not everyone that has a need is going to share their need, but they're on Bless necessarily, and they won't tell everyone about it. I learned this early on. Like, people, it's hard for people to share needs. You know, like, I have needs, I'm sure you have needs, but not all of us want to be that vulnerable. The thing about this is, when you have a need, you always share it with one person. And when that one person knows, if they can't help you, this provides a platform where you can help facilitate the need on behalf of that person. This was one of the very first posts I did on Bless. I had a single mom, 4 kids, who I found out, this was right after I launched the app, I found out 3 of her 4 didn't have beds to sleep on. I was like, are you kidding me? I know that there are beds all around me. We can get this need met. And I could sense she didn't want to post it. So I asked her, can I post this for you? And she said, sure. So I did. And I helped facilitate the whole thing. Lucie, within 1 week, I was delivering mattresses to this family. And man, oh my gosh, the joy in my heart when this little toddler couldn't even wait to get sheets on the bed, bouncing, like just did a face plant on the mattress. It was just the cutest thing ever. And the mom in tears, like, who knows how long she needed this. So now we have a place where people can go. And if they're too shy to go, we can go there for them and help facilitate it, because there's so much power when you're the facilitator. Maybe you didn't have the item to give directly, but you helped get it for them and get it to them. Oh my gosh, there's just really nothing like it. And so it is this purposeful giving that you can do in your time frame, what works with your schedule, and you can teach your kids to do it. You know, hey kids, let's go through our toy boxes. Who do you want? You know, what toys don't you play with much anymore? Let's see if we can bless some other family with these, and start teaching children to live the blessed life, as I like to call it, you know, this life of giving back to others and with no strings attached. See, this is what Bless is all about. It's a free gift for humanity. It's not filled with advertising. We don't sell your information. We want to protect humanity. We want to protect our communities. And so this is what Bless is for. It's a pure gift for humanity, literally no strings attached. There's no gimmicks, no tricks. I have to convince people of this because people aren't used to receiving a free gift that there's nothing hidden. There's nothing hidden. There's just nothing hidden. It's a platform for humanity to come together to help one another so that we can unite and do what we're good at.
And it also, you know, it has an added benefit because it's, you know, creating a greater consciousness for what we have. And, you know, I think for a while it became very much a disposable society.
Yes.
And, you know, I think the concept of donating clothes was always there in some capacity.
Sure.
But I think it's only in recent years that it's really migrated to, you know, I don't need this anymore, but who else can use it? And I've seen some of the craziest things that you would think, like, you think, oh no, that's garbage. And somebody took it. I remember where we lived in a different part of Canada at one point in time, Nova Scotia. It was very rural. And we were going through the shed and we had a bucket that we'd use, something to do with the engine on the boat or whatever it was. But it was a bucket that had a hole right near the bottom. So essentially it was useless.
Right.
It couldn't hold water,
Right.
but it was brand new, and I'd be damned if I was going to put it in the garbage. So
Yeah.
we left it, which in rural, you tend to, if you leave something at the end of your driveway, it usually means it's free game. And within an hour, somebody had taken it.
Sure.
Like a bucket with a massive hole in it. And it's true. One person's, I don't want to call it garbage, is another person's gold. But that's exactly it, is that, there's much easier ways of dealing with things. When we moved from Nova Scotia to here, we kept the house there. And I said, all we're bringing is some clothes.
Wow.
And we moved into our house. And we didn't have, I think we had one mattress.
Wow.
And I had been able, through these free groups,
Yeah.
I was able to get like virtually a brand new dining room, kitchen table, sofas, lamps, all sorts of stuff.
Right.
And it's like, I look around my house and, it was through other people's generosity.
Yes.
Because, it was simply because I'd been through 2 other major moves before, and I knew that moving your furniture across the country is just not worth it.
No, it's not.
And then the time will come where, and I have been for, anytime I have something I don't need anymore, I put it out there. Who needs this? Who wants this?
Yeah.
And I would say 99% of the time,
Somebody take
right down to, the smallest thing. I bought this conditioner. I didn't like it. I've used it once. Somebody will come and get it.
Yeah, we take things for granted. Like we think, oh, it's used, no one will want it. I'm telling you, people, they need, whether you're well off or whether you're not so well off, we all have some form of need. And this is what this app is for. This is how we can come together and go beyond the virtualness and the social distancing we were already involved in long before COVID, and really just make a difference. You think that it's little stuff, but to somebody else, it's a big deal. This happened to me the other day, again, on Bless. South Africa, a lady reached out, shared a need on Bless, just going through a super duper hard time. And I thought, you know what, people have been wanting to give to Bless in other ways. They want to give like monetary donations. Well, Bless isn't a nonprofit, but we'll receive gifts. If you want to financially bless, then bless, and we'll bless others. And so that's what's been happening. And so I was able to send her just what I consider a small amount of money to help her with what she's going through. And her reaction, she was like, this can move mountains for me. It may be small to you, but the impact this is making in my situation is beyond what you can imagine. And I was just like, I was thinking, seriously? Because I felt like it was so little. This is where we can't underestimate any gift that we want to give to people. And this is the kind of thing, like little things like this, and it makes an impact, and it literally changes the course for them to take it in a better direction. Simple things, even like a bottle of conditioner or a little bit of money, can go a long way.
It is. Now you started, you have a community on Facebook, don't you?
I do. I have my Blessed Community group on Facebook, primarily for telling people about Bless, getting them connected on Facebook to share what's happening on Bless, to share the Bless posts, and to just encourage them to get the app. Because again, this is a focused platform. You don't have all the distractions of everything else. This isn't the place to post what you're eating for lunch or, your family this isn't what this is for. This is simply for sharing needs, meeting needs, and then reflecting on all the blessings taking place in your community and around the world. But yes, I do have a group in Facebook called the Blessed Community Group.
Perfect. And where can people download the app from?
They can get the app from the Apple app and the Google Play Store, or you can go to our website, which is bless-app.com. You can get it there. You can also view the promo video called The Heart of Bless. It's going to just kind of tell you a little bit of the background, a little bit of what you heard today about how this whole thing got started. And, you know, there's much more to come, but you can get it there. And you can follow Bless on social media at Bless Mobile App. And that's for Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and also LinkedIn. So we're wanting to create a database of community resources to integrate into the app. So we soon will begin reaching out to different organizations, really any organization that offers any kind of free services to their community in any part of the world can apply to be a part of this database. And you can do it right from the website. You just go in there, look at the menu, you'll see a community resources application. You can apply to be a part. It's free. We want to do this to help people so that Bless can be a platform where people can go and it's an all-in-one. So if you need food, if you're just in dire straits, you need a place to stay, you need help with your bills, you know, more of the perpetual ongoing needs, and people really need help out, we want that in there. So that'll be coming in the future. And we're also working on the desktop version of Bless so that we take it from the phone to the computer. We don't want anyone left out. If you have an internet connection and a computer or a mobile phone, we're working to get it on the desktop so that anybody can share their needs and offer help to others and see some good news for once.
Well, I certainly look forward to being part of the community. How long has the app been around for then?
Not very long. Bless turned 1 year old on March 25th, 2020, just this year. So we are baby brand new. I mean, I feel like we're doing great. You know, the whole goal is setting out with Bless. And I remember talking to my developer the night before the launch. I was like, you know, nervous. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm waiting so long for this, even though it wasn't that long. But in your own head, you know, I feel like it's been forever. He said to me, Tara, if we change just one life, it's all worth it. And Lucie, we have changed more, many, many more than one already, and we've barely begun. There's just so much more. So just a little over a year old, that's how old Bless is, but we're already in more than 1,300 communities. We've had users sign on at one point or another in more than 1,300 communities in 6 out of the 7 continents of the world. So we're on the move. Just because you don't see posts in your area doesn't mean that there aren't users there that have signed on at one point or another. See, the way for it to work effectually is that you have to work it. So if you have something to give, post it. Or if you have a need, post it or start a group. That's the other part of Bless. You can actually create groups on Bless, private or public, that support what you're passionate about. Because Bless was born out of my passion. I want people to be able to use Bless for their passion too. Connect with other people that have that same passion. And then you do more than connect, because now you can share needs privately with one another if you have a private group. So it can be more intimate. It doesn't have to be these just general needs. Maybe it's like hard stuff you're going through and you only want to share it with a group of lady friends. You can have that on Bless. But then when you're giving stuff away, or if you have those tangible goods that you're offering or that you need, you can share it with just a select group of people on Bless as well. So there's so much in this app. And also a really important feature is Vouch for Me, because we want to make sure everyone in the community is safe. So we implemented this kind of like build trust feature called Vouch for Me, where you can send requests to those that know you. They can vouch for you. We ask them, how long have you known them? How do you know them? Tell us something about them. The more people that vouch for you, the better. That way, when people see your posts or see you reaching out to want to help, they know that you're legit. You're not a scammer. You know, you're not in there to do wrong. And so we've got all these things in place to help people to come together, build trust, help each other, just do some good, spread some kindness on purpose.
And it sounds like it's the type of app that the more people get involved, I want to say, obviously, the bigger it gets, but you really need the people to be involved in order to grow it.
Here in my community, we're rocking it, man. I got people on there, they're posting their needs, they're posting their giveaways. I mean, you know, they're sharing their blessings. And you have to use it. It's to be used. It's not going to use itself. So people just have to use it. It's simple. You know, I've got tutorials on YouTube. Oh, that's one more place you can follow at Bless Mobile App is on YouTube. You can follow us there. You can get the tutorials, quick tutorials to show you the functionalities. We're continually making upgrades and changes. We've got a new update that will be coming out in the weeks ahead that's going to make some really cool little adjustments, tweaks, and changes. It's going to make some things a lot better. So we're working. For someone that had zero experience in apps, zero. Prior to this, I worked for a company that sold micro ingredients for animal feed. What? That's what I say. What? No relation to any of this. This is purely my passion. And so this is an encouragement for all of you out there that have a passion deep on the inside of you. You've been distracted by all your other 9 to 5 and the other things that come in. You know, you got to just stop for a minute, listen to inside your heart, and answer the question, what is your passion? What is it that you ultimately want to do? And it may take some time, but I tell you, it'll bubble up. And when it does, you need to run with it, because there are people who need you to step into that, because you have something for them that they're waiting for.
Did you have one last story you wanted to share with us? Good news story?
Sure, I do. There's just so many. Let me think here for a second. There's just so many. Gosh, Bless is just making such an impact. I think, you know, the one with, there's so many. I think most recently too, oh goodness, I'm trying to just think here for a second. I wish I could scroll through the blessing speech real quick, but there are so many. Okay, so one most recently that I saw on Bless, I wasn't involved with this one, so this was pretty cool. There was a young man here in my local community, after being in the, like, I'm not sure, it's the housing after you've been a drug addict for some time. He'd been in this like support community for a good period of time, like 5 years. Well, he is finally moving out on his own, and he was starting over after, you know, totally sober for years now, ready to get out on his own 2 feet and not live in the support housing anymore. And so he shared a need. He had all these items he needed. He's like, I got like a bed and I got a TV. I need everything else. And so he shared this need on Bless, and the community came together, and people had there was this one lady in particular, had a shed full of stuff, and she just let him come, have the pick of the litter. And I messaged him. I said, are you in need of anything else? He said, no, I'm covered. I was like, seriously, this is nuts, man, how quick and how easy this is when people work it. So again, we've all got stuff. And even if you don't have anything, and even if you don't want to meet anyone face to face, you have a listening ear. And you could just offer to meet that need. Hey, if anyone needs someone to talk to, or you need free mentoring, like you want to start your own business and you just need some guidance and help, I'll offer some free time to you to share with you how I did it and offer to help you. There's so many different ways we can help one another when we just put our minds to it.
And I think this is definitely the beginning of massive change with Bless.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Tara.
Lucie, it's been a privilege and an honor, and I am grateful. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Roller Coaster Podcast. Want to chat or share your ideas about today's show? Pop me an email at hello@therollercoasterpodcast.com. Don't forget to connect with me on Facebook and Instagram at The Roller Coaster Podcast. Our theme song, Roller Coaster, was performed by The Lucky Setback. Audio editing by the one and only Jeff Quigley of Quigley Creative.
Life is like a roller coaster.